In this video, we will start with the discussions of the multi-step methods, in particular the two methods that we mentioned earlier, Adams method and Adams-Moulton method. Adams and Adams-Moulton method belongs to the so-called multi-step algorithm, and they are different with the Euler and Runge-Kutta methods. The difference is described in here. For the single-step algorithm, the value of the yi plus 1 is obtained from yi and trajectories of y within the single-step span from xi yi to xi plus 1 yi plus 1. Okay, so the procedure goes forward taking single step of width h over the entire interval of integration. Single step is very commonly used to solve initial value problems because they are self-starting. On the other hand, multi-step algorithm, we need to have beside yi, we need to have several other values, yi minus 1, yi minus 2, yi minus 3. Okay, therefore they are non-self-starting. To solve the initial value problems where only y naught is known, then the multi-step algorithm must be primed by first utilizing a self-starting procedure to obtain the needed number of the points. Adams method. Let's say that we want to find the value of yi plus 1, then this can be obtained by integrating the derivative functions of fxy over the interval xi plus 1. Okay, so this one, the integration is from xi to xi plus 1. This fxy can be approximated using an n-degree polynomial. In this case, a quadratic polynomial, which is passed through the 3 points xi minus 2, yi minus 2, xi minus 1, yi minus 1, and xi yi. If we choose a uniform step size and apply a second degree backward Gregory-Newton interpolating polynomial, then we can replace this fxy in here with this term in the brackets in here. Okay, and then by integrating the terms in the bracket, we can change that to become this term in here. Okay, and we notice that we have an error in the order of step size raised to 4, which is very small. The derivations of this into this is given in the additional materials. For the first term in here, the integral of the xi plus 1 fi dx will be equal to fi integral xi plus 1 dx. So this will be equal to fi xi plus 1 minus xi. And in here, this will be the step size. So that's one, if we continue this one, that will be equal to h multiplied by fi. So in the additional material, I'm only interested with deriving the second term and the third term in here, because they are a bit more complicated than the first term. Okay, let's see how we derive that thing. So again, in our assumptions, we know that we take a uniform step size. So when a uniform step size is taken, then in here we put y in the top and then x in the bottom, and so in same increment is used in here. Okay, so we go to the derivations of the integrations for the second term. So h, as we note, is equal to xi plus 1 minus xi. Okay, so we this will become this term in here. Okay, then when we integrate this term x minus xi, we will get this term in here, and then we use the upper limit of xi plus 1 and xi. Okay, and then these two in here will be moved into the the front part. Okay, and then the second term in here will become 0. And then we can cancel out 1, the one in the bottom in here with one term on the top in here. And then we will get this term in here, half multiplied by this delta fi multiplied by h. Okay, the third term is a bit more complex where we need to use a substitution. So in here we define u as equal to x minus xi. Okay, so that du will be equal to dx because xi in here is considered a constant. Okay, so then at x equal xi, u will be equal to 0. At x equal xi plus 1, u will be equal to xi plus 1 minus xi. Okay, and then u will be equal to this, and then x equal to this. Then substituting this term in here with su, and then the second term in here will be a bit longer because then x will be equal to u plus xi minus xi minus 1. Okay, if we keep on integrations in here, we note that we only integrate with respect to u. So this xi in here is taken as a constant and xi minus 1 in here is taken as a constant. So the integration of this term will be equal to this term in here. The integrations of this u will be equal to this term in here. And likewise, this one also the same. Okay, and then inserting the upper limit and the lower limit into the equations, we can simplify. And then note that this xi minus xi minus 1 is equal to h because we have the same increment all over this all over the steps. Okay, then when we continue further, then we don't forget in here that we multiply half with this 5 over 6, then we'll get this 5 divided by 12 of the delta square fi multiplied by h. So if everything is correct, then we should have as a second term half and 5 divided by 12. So we go back here again and then check whether this is correct or not. Okay, so this one is correct and then correct as well. So we know that we are doing the right steps. And then we need to basically translate those into something more specific. Then we need to use a backward difference table. And in here, the term in here, for example, is the functions of the I minus 2. This term in here is the functions of minus 1. And then this delta in here is this minus this. Okay, likewise, this delta of the second order will be this minus this. Okay, and so on and so on. So we can change that this particular formula in here using a backward difference table shown in here. To get this particular formula of the Adams method. This I also show in the additional materials. Okay, go into the next page of the additional materials in here. If we go into the next page in here, we take I equals 0. Then we can convert this I equal to 0, this I equal to 0, and then I equal to 0. Then using a backward difference table, we can convert this into this. And then this second order into this term in here. As a result, we should have 23, 16, 5, and then as the denominator 12. That is if we do the correct calculations. Okay, 23, 16, and 5. Okay, therefore, for us to use the Adams method, we need to be able to get this value in here, 2 succeeding values in here. Okay, then only we can solve using this Adams method. We probably need to use a single step method such as Runge-Kutta method to get these two values beforehand. After we derive the Adams method, Adams-Moulton method, the derivations is similar, but in here we have to use third degree interpolating polynomial. Okay, and then the thing that is different is that we firstly we get the predictions of the yi plus 1 using these equations in here using the similar manner. What you can observe that is different in here is that the error is much lower than I think one order lower than the Adams method. Okay, we don't just stop in here. We can interpolate the functions of x, y using a cubic Gregory-Newton backward interpolating polynomial from xi minus 2 to xi plus 1, and using this term we can correct that the predictor 1, the value that we get from the predictor 1 using the 1, 2, and 3 values in here. Okay, the predictor equations in here is used in turn with this corrector. Okay, corrections is applied more than once until the corrected value converges. Generally, to application of corrector is considered the most optimum. Therefore, the solution of the ODE using this method will start from the fifth point. I will stop the video for the part 1 of this week 6 process modeling here. Thank you for listening.